Beaders, welcome to Beachside Bead Boutique. My name is Jerry. On this channel, I do jewelry DIYs, bead unboxing videos, bead hauls, and other crafty beading projects. And today, we are going to be designing with Didi's Deluxe Bead Box for the month of November. And this is called Royal Delft. And we are going to be making some stretch bracelets with this beautiful box. Okay, so the items that you're going to need are bent nose pliers. I have round nose pliers and flush cutters. I also have some beading needles. And then you will need a pair of scissors and a bead stopper. I have my ruler here and some stretch cord, and I'm going to use this 0.8 millimeter. Okay, and you always want to use, when you're making a stretch bracelet, you want to use the biggest size cord that your beads will fit into. Okay, so this is the pattern that I'm going to do for my first bracelet. So these right here, these beads here are Czech glass beads, and these are exclusive to Didi's Deluxe Bead Box. They're very pretty with the bluish, grayish tones, and then this one even has like a silver dusting on it. It's very pretty. And then these here are grayish marble resin flowers. And then the beads inside are 4 millimeter Montana Blue AB crystal rondelles. And they are very pretty because it is a faceted bead and has an AB finish. So they are extra shimmery. And then these here were also part of the Czech glass bead strand. And these white ones here are white AB porcelain hexagon cut crystal beads. So see, they are very shimmery. And again, we have the AB and faceted, so they are extra shimmery. Oops, and my beads are rolling away. And then these blue ones here at the end are 6 millimeter blue tourmaline gemstones. And they are very pretty, nice royal blue. And I'm just going to finish the bracelet using these blue tourmaline. So ever many I need, I'm just going to finish with that. And I'm going to make my stretch bracelet 7.5 inches. And of course, you measure yours to fit your wrist. You may need it larger or smaller than what I'm going to use. Okay, so I'm going to cut my stretch cord, and I'm not really going to measure it to a specific length. I just know that I need a good bit because I'm going to string my beads, and then I also need to have enough room to tie my bracelet. So you always want to cut it about 4 inches more than what the size of your wrist is. Okay, so I cut my stretch cord, a nice size piece, and then what you want to do, let me move this up a little bit. Okay, so what you want to do is take it and pre-stretch your cord. And that is to prevent premature sagging and breaking of your cord. It's going to help it last longer if you pre-stretch it. Because if you don't, over time, the weight of the beads is going to make your stretch cord sag. So just give it a nice stretch. Okay. And now I'm going to put on a bead stopper. So just like that. So I still have plenty of room on the side. To be able to tie my bracelet. Okay, and I'm going to take a needle and put it on the other end. Now this does have a wider hole, so it's much easier to get your wire through. Okay, basically I'm just going to start stringing from this end and just go across this way. And you see I'm just using my pliers to hold the needle so I can pull these beads down, because it is kind of tight right here since it is doubled at this beginning part. Okay, so now this one, see, since this one is a flower, so that it's hollow on the inside. And I'm going to stick this bead inside of it. So that's why I have the needle. So it's going to make it easier to string this one. So we need a finer hole. Wait, let me lay this down. And then you need to get that bead in the middle, the hole, laying on its side, so we can hopefully get the needle through both of these. Okay, that worked. So we have it like that. And then we just go ahead and pull this down. That's really pretty. Now be careful when you're doing this so you don't pull too hard and break your stretch cord. I mean, you could use a thinner stretch cord if you want to. I mean, you may even break your needle because this needle is very thin, see? You don't want to, so hopefully that's not going to happen. And I'm just going to continue with my pattern. That is really pretty. Now, if you're not familiar with Didi's Deluxe Bead Box, It is a monthly box, but it is not a subscription. It becomes available on the 12th of every month, and it is a first come, first served basis, and it does sell out very quickly. And then you could also check out Didi's Facebook page, and then that will give you all the details of when the box is going to come out and stuff like that. And then also they will reveal the previous month's box on the 12th. So they reveal the previous month's box and then release the new month's box. Just go to Didi's Facebook group, and I will link that in my description box, and that will give you all the details. And this box is always a beautiful collection. It is always has a Czech glass designer strand that's exclusive to Didi's. It comes with gemstones, and then a lot of times findings, charms, pendants. So it is a very beautiful box. I've never had a bad box from Didi's Deluxe Bead box. And I will link that in my description as well. And I cannot find this hole. Let me come out of the, bring this over here a little bit toward me. So I'm going to come out of the camera for a minute. I'm really having a hard time with this, but we're going to get it. We are going to get it. There we go. Took a little finagling, but finally. Well, you guys, Thanksgiving is next week. Isn't that craziness? It is to me. I cannot believe it. Like, seriously. Isn't it like the year just goes by so fast? So crazy. I mean, Thanksgiving, and then a month later, Christmas. Like, and then New Year. A whole new year, like, coming up in 6 weeks, probably, basically, right? Crazy. Are you guys ready for Thanksgiving? And also, check out my channel. I do have some beautiful fall jewelry. I have earrings. I have bracelets. So you might want to check out those videos. And, you know, if you need some beautiful fall jewelry to wear for your Thanksgiving dinner, I have plenty of ideas for you. Okay, now I know I'm going to need more beads than this. And I will link some of my fall jewelry videos in my description box, so that way you can easily find it. Sorry. And get some inspiration, like I said, for your, you know, to make for your Thanksgiving dinner. Or also if you would like to make a gift for somebody. Okay, so this is my pattern. And then, like I said, if you don't need it as big as I do, then you could just take off some of these blue beads. Just don't include as many blue beads as I have. Or if you need it larger, then add additional blue beads. That's all you have to do. Since this is just an easy pattern, and that's an easy fix to make it larger or smaller. I'm going to cut this a little bit, and then we're going to go ahead and tie the knot. Okay, so you're just going to take your cord and cross it over, and then pull it tight. And then one more time, pull it under. And then do it twice. 1, 2, pull it tight. And then hold the knot. I like to hold my knot and then pull one end. And then do that on the other side. So hold my knot, pull on that side. And then I'm going to tie it one more time. And 2 more times. 1, 2, pull it. This is gorgeous. Super pretty. Okay, now I am going to take a little bit of my brush on glue. To separate your cords and then brush it on that knot just a little bit. And then go ahead and cut your cords close to the knot. Don't cut the knot. Okay, so here is our first bracelet. It is really, really pretty. And we're going to make a pair of earrings to go with our bracelet here. So this is what I made. I think this is really pretty. I love these colors together. I think that is so pretty. Okay, so that's what we're going to make. So you're going to need the resin flower, the same one that we used in the bracelet, and then the 4mm Montana blue crystal, the same one that we used in the bracelet, and then also the Czech glass bead, and then also one of the blue tourmaline gemstone. Okay, and then you will need an ear wire, and then also a silver head pin. You'll need 2 head pins. I'm going to take my head pin and I'm going to feed the flower bead on and the blue faceted, just like we did with the bracelet. So just like that. And then what I'm going to do is cut off the head part. We don't need that. And then I'm going to take my 1-step looper, or you can make a simple loop if you want to. So I'm going to go ahead and make 1 loop on one side. Okay. And then go ahead and use your one-step looper and make a loop on the other side. Sana. Yeah, it's my cat. Always one of my cats. If you have cats, you know. Okay, and go ahead and close that loop. And now we're going to take another head pin and put on my check glass first. And then I'm taking my blue tourmaline and I'm going to put that on. Okay, and now use your one-step looper and make a loop. Take the one-step looper just right up to the edge of the bead, or the edge of the bead right up to the end of the one-step looper, and then go ahead and form your loop. And then you could bend this back slightly. Be careful not to crush your bead. And then go ahead and close your loop. If you know me and the one-step looper have a love-hate relationship. Sometimes it works wonderful for me, and then other times, not so much. I mean, I like the tool, I like having it, I like using it because it does make things easier when it works correctly for me. So that's all I'm going to say. I will link it in my description box as well. Okay. All right, so now we're just going to take our little flower charm and then we're just going to open this up. So take your pliers and then just lift that up a little bit. And then feed the loop from this one with the diamond shape check glass bead on the bottom. Guess open it up a little bit more. And place it on and then close it up just like that. Make sure it's flush with the other side here, and then make sure your loop on this one is also closed. Okay, so that's it. And now we're just going to go ahead and put on our ear wire. And then to do this, you're just going to take your pliers and gently lift up on the wire. You don't need a separate jump ring for this. And then place that on your loop. And since there is no pattern on this, there's really not a front and a back. Okay, and then take your pliers and then bend that back into place. And that's it. Now we have a beautiful pair of earrings to go with our beautiful bracelet. Well, you guys, thank you so much for joining me. Please remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel. And let me know what you think of these beautiful designs. And if you would make them, let me know. And I would love to see pictures if you do make them. Okay, and I hope you all have a wonderful day and a wonderful week. And I will see you guys in the next one. Thank you. Bye-bye.